Turn on. What's that? What's good, beloved? Max Biggerville.
The Wave God Max B is home. He has been released from prison. He was scheduled to do 72 years, but he ended up doing like 15. And sadly, his release is surrounded by beef and bullshit. You know, hip hop, one of our favorite pastimes is beef and bullshit. We love it. It's like a novella. It's like soap operas with hip hop. You know, we can't stay away from the beef and bullshit. And sadly, like many other brothers that were released from prison, Max B has a very short window to maximize on his momentum. Because at the end of the day, the reason why his release is surrounded by beef and bullshit is because nobody really cares about his release. Let's keep it real. Max B was never really that big. Max B was very, very instrumental during the blog era, but he still was a very niche thing that only the real ones really knew about.
I made the hooks. I made the melodies. Yeah. I made the shit, dog. I'm the man. He just was a part of it.
You know, you're not going to hear very many people credit Max B as an influence. I think one of the few people that I hear that is outside of the tri-state area, if you don't know what the tri-state area is, that is New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. The only person that I heard really reference him outside of that tri-state area was Khalifa. You don't really hear about him very much because as quick as he came is as quick as he went. A lot of people don't know what he wrote and what he did right. All people remember him for is his beef with Jim Jones.
They were saying that you was tied in for 10 albums. Is that like you want to flare that up?
Jim got all his music. I wrote 10 albums for that nigga. He got him in his drive already. He got all his songs already. How you think he got so hot?
And during his release, even before his release, he's been surrounded by the bullshit, the beef of him and Jim Jones. Right now, currently, he's in the media because of Mano. Mano was at the Jets game. Max B, the day of his release, was at a Jet game. And Mano has ties to Jim Jones, who has been saying that he is not getting over their beef.
Max B coming home. Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No. Now we get past now. We can get past that now. You want to get past it, or you want to dive more into it?
You know, he's one of them old YNs, and I'm going to keep it real with you. I was really a big fan of Max B because during my last years that I was in New York, my freshman year of high school, I went to Mary Bertram High School for business careers, and then I left during some of my 10th grade year. I left maybe like January, December, my 10th grade year of my sophomore year in high school. So during my freshman year, Max B was very heavy in the scene. That was what a lot of the kids that would listen to. I was listening to some of it. I wasn't listening to a lot of it, but I definitely was listening to some of it. I had a homeboy named D that lived on the east side. I had a lot of friends that lived on the east side of Harlem. And, you know, he was really big on the east side of Harlem. He was really big in Harlem in general, but definitely on the east side. You know, that's around the time where chopped cheese was getting pretty popular in the city. Not necessarily, it wasn't like a global thing that everybody was chopped cheese. You know, Harlem created everybody take it, but that's neither here nor there. So I listened to a lot of him. A lot of his mixtape era was, you know, during that, I ain't gonna lie, during that LimeWire era. I'm gonna keep it real. He was very big during my last few years of the LimeWire era. I remember I took this girl iPod Touch for a few days and never came back to the school. Everybody was looking for me. It was kind of funny. I did some effed up stuff. I ain't gonna lie. Shorty was looking for me, man. You know, cause I ain't gonna lie, I didn't go to school a lot during my freshman year in high school. It was just too much to get to my school. It was a lot. I didn't have no motivation. Life was up and down. It was crazy. I just moved back from the South. It was a lot going on. So I remember this girl had an iPod Touch when the iPod Touches was hot. I'm talking about when them joints was like $300 to $400, right? Back when the days when it was like the iPhone and the iPod Touch was like the hottest items. I think the Sidekick was still popping. The Sidekick LX was popping. But the G1 just came out, the Google phone, and then like the iPhone. Those are like the most popping things that you could have. And so if you had an iPod Touch, she let me hold it, and I just went home with it. I went home with it. I was gonna steal it. I ain't gonna lie. If we didn't go to school together, I was gonna steal it. I swear. We was poor, bro, and I love music, bro. I remember I made a presentation during this time. Sorry to get off into a tangent, but I made a presentation to my family about why I deserved the iPhone, because I needed an iPod and I needed a phone. So why not combine it? I made a PowerPoint presentation. I don't know why, but this was during that Max B era where, you know, LimeWire was still popping. I was one of those ones that I would take I would download your music for free and then find a way to clip the album artwork and make my iPod look like it was real and like I actually bought things. But, you know, I was torrenting, you know, I was LimeWiring. This is before Pirate Bay. You had to really go find each song by song, listen to it, make sure it wasn't Soulja Boy or some other BS. It was a time. And Max B was very influential in that time, but when I moved down south, a lot of people didn't know who that was. Only the people that knew. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't like a big thing. He didn't really have a big name like that. And what people mostly knew him for was the stuff that he did on Doggy Diamond. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds on the Come Up DVD.
My new shit. She loves me not. She loves me not. She loves me not.
Right? It was all about beef. It was all about controversy. And then he got the charge he got, and, you know, robbery that went to turn into a homicide. You know what I'm saying? And so he really didn't get rolling. He didn't really get off the ground like that. And all people knew him for was the beef. And now that he's coming back out, that's all people are really kind of interested in. If you look at it, you know, nobody's really talking about the music. You know, him and French Montana is like this. So you seeing French stand close to him. French saw him at the thing. You know, shout out to Supreme. You give him Supreme did this. It'd have been dope. It'd have been dope if they would have did it right now. Like if they did like a remake of this, like just or re-released it. I think, yo, Supreme, re-release this, man. We need more Max B t-shirts out here. It's sold out. Yeah, sadly, a lot of brothers, I feel as though a lot of the times brothers like Max B, they're better left a myth. You know, like, let's keep it real. Would Biggie and Tupac be as big as they are? I mean, they were, but would they be as big as they are if they haven't passed away? Kind of like XXX, Juice WRLD, Big L. A lot of times these artists aren't big until they pass, and then they bigger. Same thing with brothers that get out of jail. You look at Boosie. Boosie had a very short window. Tony Yayo. Boosie, Tony Yayo, it was free Yayo campaigns forever. Free Yayo, free Boosie. And then as they got out, they window of opportunity getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and then now they just mean. Tony Yayo is just now known as 50's man, but at the time it was free Yayo campaigns like he was a political prisoner or something. Sadly, I feel as though a lot of times men like Max B are better left off a myth. If you look at Bobby Shmurda, everybody was, yo, free Bobby, Rowdy Rich. I haven't heard nothing from Rowdy Rich in a little minute. Now maybe he's doing something that I'm just not focusing on, because, you know, everybody got social media, everybody doing something, everybody got something going on, podcast or whatever, but I just don't see him in the forefront like that, right? Like Bobby Shmurda hasn't really been around like that. He's been, you know, just enjoying his life really, but most of the time you don't hear about these men. So I hate the fact that, you know, Max B, it seems like he's just being brought right back into the BS. And now that he's free, I wish that he just could stay away from it. You get what I'm saying? But it's hard when that's basically what you're known for, is beefing with Jim Jones. Nobody really knows he wrote Ballin'. I mean, you can hear it. We fly high, no lie. If you go listen to his music, you can hear you can hear it like almost to the cadence almost. You know, G's up, hoes down. If your chick can't swim, she going drown. One of my favorite Jim Jones songs. I was never really a big Jim Jones fan like that. I know a lot of people be like, yo, Jim Jones has been dropping a lot of quality albums. I just don't like flow. I'm a big flow guy. I don't even like Cameron's flow. Sometimes I hear some 50 Cent stuff and I'm like, recently, like the new 50 Cent stuff, one of my favorite power is the money, power, respect. The one that Tommy's on, like the least favorite out of the Power series. That song is real dope, right? Because it got Jeremiah on it and it got Lil Durk on it. But when 50 rapping, he the paper papping the papping. I'm a real flow guy. Like I need flow, and I like more of a flow thing. Like it gotta be buttery, it gotta be witty. And so Cameron, even when he was with Children of Corn, I never really rocked with it. Jim Jones, I never really rocked with his flow like that. Joel Santana, What the Game's Been Missing, is my favorite Dipset project. Just me personally. Purple Haze, you know, like I said, even I love Mace flow because he got a, you know what I'm saying, he got a unique flow. You know what I'm saying? When he getting going, it's pretty dope. But never been a big fan of Jim Jones like that. So, you know, he one of them old YNs that never grow up. Even him taking this time to continue to be like, I ain't letting it go, you know what I'm saying? So it's just petty and it's stupid. So even me spending this much time talking about Max B's release about other people, it just shows you like that's what is surrounding his release. And, you know, like I said, it seemed like sometimes people bet off a myth. Do people even think about C Murder like that anymore? You know, Boosie, he was able to become like a Vlad TV co-host, and he get his bag and he get his money and he has had his moments. But really, music-wise, nobody really checking for Boosie music, even though his last major project that he released wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. I listen to Boosie from time to time. He problematic, but hip hop is problematic, but Max B is free. I'm excited to see what he does with it. I hope it's gonna be difficult. It's a different time. A lot of people ran off with that melodic thing that he was doing. He was very melodic. He was a hook master, a hook king. And so I'm excited to see what he does, right? I feel as though he could be a cultural icon more so than he could maybe be a musical icon. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm definitely going to check out the music when it comes out, but I want to see him podcast. I want to see him in campaigns. He did the Supreme joint. I want to see him work with different companies, you get what I'm saying? Attach his likeliness to some dope stuff. One of his most major shout outs was with Kanye. I wish Kanye was in good standings with the world or just with himself. He could have did something really dope with Kanye, being on, I think that was The Life of Pablo with the Wave Guard, him calling French, Yeezy, what's good, it's all love. Like, I love that little intro. But yeah, the Wave Guard is home. I'm excited to see what he does. And I hope he stays away from the BS because it seems as though the BS is following him. And hopefully he doesn't turn into a cautionary tale. So I pray for Max B. I pray for his family. I'm glad he's home. It's always good to see a brother get a second chance at life. And hopefully he does what he needs to do. Because if you look at Gucci Mane, even though Gucci Mane people aren't really checking for him like that because he got himself together. He just dropped a book along with an album. He's talking about him having schizophrenia, him getting mental health and getting his stuff in order and therapy and all that stuff like that. I'm glad to see that for Gucci. I'd rather that for Gucci than him to still be on top of the rap game acting crazy like he used to be. I'd rather see him, getting his bread, getting his chicken, doing what he got to do on the low instead of acting crazy. We don't need to see that. So I hope Max B follows the same steps. Stay away from the nonsense. It's a different time, man. It's a new world. It's a new day. And it's plenty of different avenues and different ways to get money out here. But are y'all familiar with Max B? Let me know in the comment section. A lot of people didn't really follow Max B, but it was one of those things that if you know, you know. So quick update before I go. When I originally made this video, it was the Monday night that Max B had got out. Max B got out on a Sunday. I made this Monday night. And probably at the time of re-recording this video, Whack 100 was claiming that Max B is a snitch. Y'all know how Whack 100 get down. I don't even want to get into that. Cameron has also been linking himself to him. And y'all know Cam and Jim have been beefing on and off for years. Max B was spotted with Dave East. Dave East has a podcast or be featured on a podcast with Jim Jones. So let's keep it real, man. All of Max B's release has been surrounding the beef and the bullshit. And the sad thing about it is that that's all people really care about. Like, a lot of people on the large scale don't really know who Max B is. That's why you haven't seen a bunch of different content creators speak on him, because they more than likely wasn't there and they probably don't know who he is other than his beef with Jim Jones. And that's what the blogs are running with right now. So I tried to do this video and offer a little bit of a different side to it, to where I hope that Max doesn't fall for all of this crap, because people gonna try to trick you off the streets. He got a lot of energy right now, and like I said in the beginning of this video, that window of opportunity is dwindling, but I think he's gonna get with the right people. It seems as he's got a lot of good energy around him, and he's gonna be able to maximize on the momentum that he had all them years ago. So I just wanted to come here and just throw a little bit more on the video, because it's beef and BS, and they trying to trick my mans off the streets. He seems to be ignoring a lot of the BS. Of course, the BS is gonna be there. He had time to be in the cell. He had time to really come to terms with things. Other people really haven't. They've been outside. They've had their freedom. And I think and I hope that he realizes that he has a lot more to lose than other people. So I just wanted to send more love and more wishes to Max B. It's been a crazy week. Hopefully he can capitalize on this momentum and turn it into something positive and remain free, remain healthy, remain positive, because as you can see, there's always some, especially with content, everybody trying to do things for clicks and likes and to get money and get motion on their little content and on their platform. Ain't no telling what people will do. So hopefully Max stays clear of the BS, but yo, I'm out of here. So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment section. The conversation continues with you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a video. Help me beat these algorithms. Share this with a friend, like this video, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Ring your notification bell. We always got to defeat these algorithms out here. Going to be a member, link is in the description. You should see a join button. If not, the link is in the description. Donate to this Cash App, super chats, anything is appreciated. Shout out to Max B. The Wave Guard is home. Harlem's own. Hey man, y'all let me know how y'all feeling. Read my soul out. Peace.